John 8:44. Vos ex patre diabolo estis, et desideria patris vestri vultis facere. Ille homicida erat ab initio, et in veritate non stetit, quia non est veritas in eo. Cum loquitur mendacium, expropriis loquitur, quia mendax est, et pater reus. You all are from your father, the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning and did not stand or remain in the truth, since the truth is not in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own, because he is a liar and the father of it, that is, of lying. So this is a nice long verse for us for this video, and I'm not going to attempt to go over every possible thing that we could say about it. I do want to note some important vocabulary. Diabolos, the devil. In fact, the etymological root of our English word devil, but also simply a loan word from Greek, diabolos, the accuser. Common word in the Vulgate, as you would expect, particularly the New Testament. Might also want to note desiderium, a wish, desire. Collectively in the plural here, we might even say will. We want to note this use of the verb volo, which is an irregular verb. You'll want to review the paradigm for that verb. If you feel at all shaky on it, this is the second person plural, present active indicative. You want, you all wish, with a complementary infinitive in facere. But back to our vocabulary, homicida, a person who kills people. You can see homo in there in the first element of the word. A homicida can be a man or a woman, and it's a noun of the first declension. We definitely want to pause for a moment over stetit, from the verb sto, stare, to stand. This is from the third principal part, which gives us the perfect stem. We also want to take a look at mendacium, a lie, a falsehood, which can be the object of a speaking word like loquitur. He speaks falsehood, that is to say, he lies. When he lies, he speaks, and then we have another plural substantive here. He speaks from his own stuff, from his own nature, from his own world. That is, as it says in some translations, he speaks his own native language, we might say, since speaking is the subject here. That's not an illegitimate extension of the sense of expropriis. He speaks from his own natural bent, we could say. Because he is a mendax, a person who utters mendacia, a liar, a speaker of lies. Now, a couple things that are challenging about this verse. One is just the length, and I've added in some punctuation here. Of course, that's a subjective decision, but I'm putting that in there just to help you kind of divide this, chop this up a little bit into manageable chunks. I think the only thing that has the potential really to confuse you is this bit at the end, which is the subject of some comment from Erasmus as well. Some people at different periods in church history have advanced sort of bonkers interpretations of this phrase. It is a little bit awkwardly phrased, although we can't blame that on our Latin translator because it does follow the Greek pretty closely. Eios refers back to mendacium. He is the father of lying, of falsehood in the collective sense, not of anyone else we might choose to interpret into Eios. And we won't go into it, but some people have interpreted some crazy explanations of the Latin text here. Eios clearly must refer back to mendacium. He is not a liar, for instance, and the father of a liar, or his own father in some sense, which also wouldn't make any grammatical sense, incidentally. So he's got to be the father of lying, the father of lies as their own sort of thing. So that probably might cause you a little bit of difficulty. Other than that, this is relatively straightforward. If you can kind of chunk things together, for instance, prepositional phrases like this, ab initio, you might also single out in veritate, in eo, that kind of thing. Those are phrases that can help you. We can also say ex propriis. Those are phrases that can help you figure out how to construe the sentence, not all as one gargantuan unit, but in sense units. And that's in fact going to be a great habit to build, particularly for when you come across much more complex sentences in other things that you're reading. There aren't a ton of super complex sentences in the Vulgate, but in other authors or texts that you might read in Latin, you might have to deal with that kind of complexity, a long periodic structure, for instance, in a speech of Cicero's, and it really will help you to try and break things down into movable units, in a sense, that you can construe in your head as they occur in the text before you.